Times is reporting that in 2017, the FBI opened an investigation into whether President Trump was secretly a Russian agent. Trace Gallagher is following this report for us tonight. Trace?
Yeah, it just came out, Tucker. The Times is now reporting that in the days President Trump fired James Comey, the days after, as FBI director, law enforcement officials became so concerned about the president's behavior, they began investigating whether he'd been working on behalf of Russia. In other words, whether the president's actions constituted a threat to national security and whether Trump unwittingly had fallen under Moscow's influence. Now, the reasons given, the first was a letter Mr. Trump wanted to send to Mr. Comey about his firing, but never did, in which he mentioned the Russia investigation in the letter. And the second reason being that troubled investigators was an NBC News interview 2 days after Comey's firing, in which Mr. Trump appeared to say he had dismissed Mr. Comey because of the Russian inquiry. The investigation also reportedly looked into the public allegations of whether firing Comey amounted to obstruction of justice. We all know that. The report says FBI agents had grown suspicious of Trump's ties to Russia during that 2016 campaign, but held off opening an investigation because of the sensitivity of the situation. Of course, days later, Special Counsel Robert Mueller took over the inquiry, and now it's apparently part of Mueller's broader assessment. Of course, no evidence has come out publicly that Mr. Trump was secretly in contact or took direction from the Russian government in any way, and there is no word of any sourcing on the story. We should note that Rudy Giuliani has also issued a statement saying, quote, "The fact that it goes back a year and a half and nothing came of it, that showed a breach of national security means they found nothing." And Giuliani said that a short time ago regarding the story. We'll get breaking news as it comes in. More on this from the New York Times. Tucker.
Trace Gallagher, thanks for that. So if you're keeping track at home, and get a pen and paper, because this is worth remembering, this is why you should never criticize the FBI. You think it's your birthright as an American. You can do it. I wouldn't try it, though. They might open an investigation into you without your knowledge into something appalling. Maybe it's beating your wife. Maybe it's dealing fentanyl to kids. Maybe it's betraying your country in some alliance with Vladimir Putin. You don't need to have done it. But once they investigate you, they can always leak, I don't know, 2 years later that they were investigating you for this crime that you didn't commit, or at least they found no evidence that you committed. At least they never charged you for it, which our system is supposed to work, but it doesn't matter because you're instantly discredited. Don't criticize the FBI. Very unwise. Well,